began after President Trump signed on Friday an executive order that temporarily bars individuals from 7 Muslim-majority countries. White House Chief of Staff Reince Priebus says the president has nothing to apologize for and hints that the travel ban could be expanded if necessary.
This was a promise that President Trump had made, and it's a promise that he's going to keep. And he's not willing to be wrong on this subject. We need to do our best to be vigilant and protect Americans. Perhaps we need to take it further, but for now, immediate steps, pulling the Band-Aid off, is to do further vetting for people traveling in and out of those countries.
Meantime, top Democrats near universal in their condemnation of the travel ban, saying they'll introduce legislation to stop it. Senate Minority Whip Dick Durbin on Fox News Sunday.
Thank goodness that this Brooklyn federal judge has tried to stop these executive orders. It was an impulsive move by the president without follow-through to the Department of Homeland Security. When we contacted Customs and Border Protection at the airports, they said, you know, they just sprung this on us.
And we have this emotional response from New York Senator Chuck Schumer.
This executive order was mean-spirited and un-American. It was implemented in a way that created chaos and confusion across the country, and it will only serve to embolden and inspire those around the globe who will do us harm.
Chief White House correspondent John Roberts joins us live from the White House. John, of course, we just heard the president react to those tears flowing from Chuck Schumer, saying there was 5% chance they were real.
Sandra, good afternoon to you. Getting a lot of pushback from White House staff and from the president himself on all of the complaints, all of the criticism of this executive order that went into place on Friday. The president tweeting this morning, and this on his personal account, not the official at POTUS account, quote, only 109 people out of 325,000 were detained and held for questioning. Big problems at airports were caused by Delta computer outage, protesters, and the tears of Senator Schumer. Secretary Kelly said, all of this is going well with very few problems. Make America safe again. Then later tweeting, quote, there is nothing nice about searching for terrorists before they can enter our country. This was a big part of my campaign. Study the world. The president also, a short time ago, mocking that emotional response by Senator Schumer to the fact that a lot of people were being detained at airports over the weekend. Listen to what the president said.
We actually had a very good day yesterday in terms of Homeland Security. I noticed Chuck Schumer yesterday with fake tears. I'm going to ask him who is his acting coach, because I know him very well. I don't see him as a crier. If he is, he's a different man. There's about a 5% chance that it was real, but I think they were fake tears.
Now, let's not forget that President Trump and Senator Chuck Schumer have known each other for a long, long time, but now on opposite sides of the political fence, opposite sides of the ideological fence as well. And I imagine we'll probably see tensions between them continue. But there were some complaints, even from some Republicans, about what you were talking about earlier, Sandra, about this being rolled out so quickly that not even DHS or Customs and Border Protection were fully informed about how this was going to be implemented and how it was going to work across the country. But White House officials say they wanted to get it out there quickly because they wanted to make sure that they protected the homeland to the utmost ability that they possibly could. Here's Stephen Miller, the president's senior advisor on domestic policy. Listen.
I think from a safety standpoint, if you announced in 5 days or 10 days these countries will become travel restricted, you could have enormous unintended consequences. I think similarly, and more importantly, if there are individuals who are plotting to engage in terrorism or who simply have terrorist ideas or sympathies, they would then use that window to enter the United States.
So basically what they wanted to do is they wanted to close the window before anybody got any ideas of trying to get in before that window closed. This is still very fluid. It rolls out over the course of 30, 120 days. A lot of other rules will be made, Sandra, in the coming days, weeks, and months. So we certainly haven't heard the last of this yet, so stay tuned. Sandra?
Wow, John Roberts, thank you. Live for us from the White House. Ambassador